Yes. Alrighty, here we go. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Concept Art Design in VR. Yeah, rebooted my machine again, so doing the old make sure everything works trick. You guys do that, right? You reboot and you're like, does this still work? And there's no reason why it shouldn't, but somehow you still do it every time.
That's me. It actually might not work.
All right, so today, again, I was thinking about making another walker mech of some kind. Now, I don't really have any strong ideas at this moment, so I'm just going to kind of start with a little bit of sketching. I think, well, before I do that, I think we want to stick to a couple of principles. We want to make a non-military commercial walking mecha. So no guns and commercial purposes. Not exactly sure what those would be yet. And I think at least I'm going to start with the concept that we're going to do 4 legs. Shrink it down a little bit. So I'm just sketching. I got no agenda yet, but I'm thinking that same kind of shape that we're using for the industrial spaceport vehicles earlier, something like that. But we need to think what we're going to use this for. I moved my alternate tool. And that's going to help determine what this should look like. So let's make it a bit longer and maybe give it a 3rd leg on the side. Because it just feels like they got 6 legs just feels better to me for movement. 4 is cool, but it always feels like it needs to be kind of short to make it work. We could even go 8, but I think 6 is a good number. It's kind of bug-like, and I like that. Now, we've got like a cockpit thing. What's it gonna do? So, I mean, we have a couple options. We can just stay sci-fi and not worry about it, in which case, I don't know, just something like that, and give it some connection things everywhere and call it a day. That's certainly one option. Let's go to a flat plane now. Could give it a little bit of something like that. Say we're staying very low res, but I do want to sort of think in terms of planes a little bit. All right, so we could do something like that. It doesn't feel right to me though yet. So we could try seeing if we can. Oh, it's so smooth. Give it some more shapes. See if we can figure out in that sense. We might be turd polishing though. That's possible. Let's leave it alone. I'm not sure it's not going to work, but let's just do another one now. Once again, my girlfriend is making snarky comments in the background. I'm going to try not to comment on it too much because I think I'm just encouraging her, but we'll see.
That's what you get when I work from home.
Uh-huh. She's awesome. I'm really glad she's working from home these days, so can't complain too much. So we could, again, it's like the pickup truck option, but I don't really want to do that. And probably what I should have done, but I had not, is do a little bit more research into actual industrial vehicles that are currently in existence today. I think that might help give us the verisimilitude that we're looking for. It's kind of funny because I really think one of the reasons people do so much military stuff is it's really easy. Military vehicles have a very specific purpose. Well, combat military vehicles have a very specific purpose. They're designed to blow the snot out of something. And um, designing for them is not that hard, really. Whereas, like, coming up with something that actually has to do something, it's a little bit more interesting. Okay, so it's kind of feeling like a hover truck right now. Maybe go and say it's like a sub chassis thing down here. And then there. You can see how just grungy res this is. It's not at all. Maybe this one we will just do 4. Something like that. Oh, that's way too long. Back up. Let me bring these down. Yeah, I need some kind of a. I don't know. It feels very weak in the legs. Obviously, that's what you get for doing these things in this kind of flat panel. But I could. I'm still not liking it. I don't know what either of these are supposed to do. So let's start a little different. Let's, instead of starting down there, let's start with something like that. It's going with a vastly different shape. So instead of doing lengthwise, we're going to go vertical wise. I'm already liking it more. I'm already liking it a lot more, actually. And fairly short legs instead of long. Let's go something like just that. Could be kind of cool. It's different. I haven't seen it 100,000 times before yet. Some opportunity. Something like that, and then maybe it's got some kind of a grabbing hand thing up here, and it's like a power line, manipulator. It's kind of interesting. I like it better than the other two. Let's start with it to see what we get. I'm gonna erase the other two. Just keep them out of our way. Nothing wrong with them. They just kind of bored me. Like, I feel like I've seen that a bazillion times before. And you want to do something that has some familiarity to people, certainly. But you also don't want to, at least I don't want to just reinvent the wheel every time. So
For you have to reinvent the wheel every day.
But yeah, that's gonna be interesting looking. It's kind of different, and it could be kind of creepy depending on circumstance. So again, if we were thinking sort of a Stalinhog vibe sort of thing, could totally be one of those things that like kids look at in the field, and it feels kind of monstrous when actually it's just got a function to it that works. So come down here. So we're looking at that. We'll keep it up to the side so we can kind of remember what it looks like. We may turn it around a bit. Paint, I'm going to do my same. Really like this way of working the last couple days, so let's keep doing it till it doesn't work for us. We're going to set the underlying layer to red. just so we know what it is and where it is. And now let's start to work on top of it and see what we get. So new layer, increase the rest once. We're still easily within our bounds. Yep. And go back to clay. And let's pick our starting point. We've got this round shape here, so maybe we should just start. No. Like that. Sure enough. And then top one. Let's see if we can start with that shape. Something like that. Not exactly the same as what we're doing here, but I like it. Let's go and grab that on this side. Nope. Undo. Set it to active layer only. Pull that out. And then we'll do the same thing here. Let's pull that out and up slightly. Just maybe not even. Just out slightly. And here. Nah. Ooh, oh, no, let's just leave it. We can come back and adjust that later. We're going to need more detail. Okay, so we'll go back and now layer, and sure, we'll use this piece. This is my, I'll go to single now. I'll start bringing in some more control. Okay. Something's not centered.
Stop putting eggs on pizza.
Is this centered? No, it's not. Ah, damn you. Now it's centered. Gonna start all over again. Okay, so color it. My apologies. Somehow when I was moving things around, I got it off centered, which is going to make it hard to stay symmetrical later, and it's going to make our life difficult. Okay. Now let's go back and do it again. Okay, yeah, that looks better. That's more centered. Cool. Okay. Now back to tool. I'm gonna need to fill the back side of that too. But I do like that. So let's go with the combination of those two shapes. So we're not just using the one. Let's increase our res. No, okay, fine. Yeah, we're still inside. Didn't move it, did we? No. Okay. And then here. Kind of cool. Get a bit of that. You should get down more. A bit there. And then there. So I'm just trying to fill over this red stuff mostly, but I'm not worried about getting all of it, because we're going to adjust later. Okay, then we need to do the leg parts and the bottom. So let's do the bottom first. And fill that in. And now we can decide if we want to do the leg first or after. I'm going to do it first, I think. Let's just go with... actually, let's turn off that layer for right now. Okay, that's feet. And I'm just going to use this shape right now for... Let's see. There. And there. So that's the starting. We'll obviously have to adjust those feet a little bit. They're pretty shitty, but just to show where we're going. Now we need those arm things. I'm going to stick to this shape. Let's go to continuous with a line constraint. Too wide. Okay, sure. And I think from there we can turn off that again. We want something that goes across the top. Single. There. Maybe the other way around. Yeah. And then we'll put some hands on it too.
Put some hands on that.
Okay. Right. So it's still looking kind of silly right now. But I think it's starting to get to the point where we want to be. So how do we feel there? Yeah. I feel like that needs to be longer. Bring that down there. That's better. And I think the legs do need to be a little longer. So this is not, because this is not an industrial mech, it doesn't have to be super sturdy. It can be, you know, it walks on roads, it doesn't get knocked over, it's not shot at, none of that kind of stuff. Yeah, I'll fix that later. And it's got a different shape to it. I kind of dig it. It's a weird looking walker now, but that's cool. At least in my opinion, and it's my robot, so there you go. So let's bring this in and go raise the resolution a little bit more and start working on some finer detail things. No, we need to do something on those legs. So the areas we need to work on. We need to work on those legs, particularly the joints. This thing there. We need to fill in some of these spaces. There we go. Fill that in there. We need to give it its claw manipulator things. Let's go start with the knee joints. We'll go with another Stalinhog sort of styled ball joint here. And here. So that's going to be our knee joints. And now we need to fix a bunch of that. That's some crap right there. But, you know, it's cool. And that's some crap there. We may wind up even rebuilding the entire leg on top of that. But maybe in the meantime, let's see, can we put a ball joint there? A ball joint there. Yeah, so now it walks. It is top heavy as a motherfucker. So please, I know you're gonna look and be like, Seth, that's top heavy. Yes. Yes, it is. This is not a child stream. I will swear if I want to. But yes, it is top heavy. So we're probably gonna want some kind of a back thing here. But right, for right now. Okay. So we've done the knees. Now, let's just gonna put I like this shape here in front of the knees. Okay. And maybe like that for feet. Continuous. Let's just go back to what's coming. I'm gonna erase those. Erase that. We'll do more to the feet still too, but just to kind of build it in stages. Single. Back to custom shapes. And we got this kind of, I built this as essentially a jet engine, but I think we're going to use it to replicate eyes. Might be a little too on the nose. Yeah, I'm not sure we want eyes like that. That's a little too. Put those there though. That's cool though. Yeah. Yeah, so like as I've said a bunch of times, this is sort of try, delete, stretch. Can I stretch just that? I think I'm on the wrong layer for that. Yes. Give us more interesting forms. Um, and trying not to make it feel like it's just stamped out of one piece, but that there's actual some articulation and movement in this thing. That works for me. That actually works for me. It kind of feels right. And that's not too bad, but let's do that. There we go. I think you attach some cables or something there. Okay. So these legs, we need to fix. Like that's just some bullshit right there. But I'm not too worried about making it super idealized. Like that. Maybe. All right, sure. Sure. All right. Again, it's concept art, so it's not going to necessarily work up close, but I feel like it's doing the job back there. Let's see, what else do we want to do? Try my round shape, shrink it down, and there. Drag it down. Drag it down. Okay, cool. So Let's see. I feel like those. I'm gonna turn this off for activator only, and I'm going to quick save. I feel like these should angle out a bit more. And all right. Oh, that's cool. It turns out into a neat, like, kind of plate shape in the background. Neat. All right. We will need to play more in there, but let's work on the pincer shapes now. Some kind of an arm. So we get creepy and just give it human hands, but I feel like
Oh, yes.
that might be a little too weird for this. Like nothing else is human shaped, but we could do that. And give some initial thing, and then that shape. Fill those in there. That's cool. And then some kind of a insert there. Turn as I'm facing my sensor. There. Yeah, that reads. That works really well. We'll put some cables on there. I think that'd be awesome. Let's just do. Actually, probably on, doesn't matter, but maybe on the inside. Cool. Yeah, now it reads even more like a claw. And there we go. Same on bottom. Cool. I've said it the last couple days, but really removing detail is where you get some of your coolest stuff from. It's not just about adding stuff all the time. Removing is really important. Okay, I'm gonna add a little bit more in here now. Not even sure what shape. Let's just see how this goes. That's kind of cool. There we go. That's reasonably right. And now maybe even throw another one. So if we've used these as joints before, if we establish that as a joint again, yeah, we've covered up most of the other one, but that's okay. Okay, sure. This is looking very kind of odd, but as I said before, I've not seen it 100 times before, and I'm kind of into that. Let's see what happens again if we have it off. Let's see if we can just widen it out just a touch. See if that makes us feel a little bit better about it. It's kind of interesting. And then maybe pull this. Just a touch. Didn't get the feet. More square. I don't like it as much though. I don't want it to be weirdly long. And actually, I think I like it weirdly just tall. Again, it's different. I'm not sure that a director would go for it, but I'd like to take it and try and see if we could get some buy-in from something that doesn't look the same every time. I haven't been these custom build shapes in a bit, so let's come in here and see if there's anything we want. Yeah, I like the flat there. In there, yes, that I like better. And here. The same layer, but no. Yes. Detail and rest. Just fitting them together. Just trying to make something interesting here. It's kind of neat. Not sure what it's for, but it's kind of neat. And maybe we'll do the same there. A little bit more. Yeah, cool. Replicate the form. Not entirely, like I said, happy with these feet yet, and I need to do something in here still too. Let's work on the feet first. What's a shape I want to use for that? And I don't know. Let's just see what we can do with this turret shape. All right, sure. Doesn't make any sense, but sure, I kind of like it. That's again something simple. This is very much like a Photoshop custom brush. You're just trying to essentially simulate enough detail that it looks right. It's not about actual making detail. It's about making it feel right. So like, yeah, these feet don't line up and they're not perfect. All four are the same. And I don't really care because I'm not trying to make a perfect foot model, but it looks right from here. So that's cool. That's what we want. Maybe the same. Do we want to do that? No, I like having that like weird empty space there. Do a little bit of that. And now I think it's time to create a new layer. Well, first off, let's save. And new layer. And we're going to go continuous. That, increase the steady stroke slightly. And we're going to make us some cables. Let's go higher res on this new layer. Bring it in. We're just kind of going to go nuts with the cables. I think that will help sell this a lot, and certainly give us some more like cool micro detail to play with that looks good. So cables galore. Did I turn off no stroke taper? Cool. Let me see. Cool thing about VR, man, I can come right in here into the inside of the sucker and just go freaking nuts. Lots of cables everywhere. Essentially, any place that feels like there could be a cable, there should be a cable. And there, and then there, and there, and there, and then there. There. No, let's go a bit wider. There we go. I think cables are going to be really cool on this one. You see, like, they're not going anywhere in particular. There's no rhyme or reason to them at all. But I think they're going to be cool. At the very least, they'll give me a different thing I can texture in KeyShot. So, right. All right, there we go. He's feeling good. Maybe a little something on those side plates, although I think that's something we could do with normal maps. Let's take a look at him. So compared to the other guy, he's much narrower. His legs went out further. I could try that again. Save. He's got a much wider stance than this guy does. Inner radius down. Turn off active layer. Bit wider. Kind of wonks those out a little bit, but not too bad. Undo. Inner radius full, not minor. Okay. Just adjusting some leg action. Slightly? No. Sure, again, not... Yeah, that's wider. It's not as wide as he is, but we lost that hole down the center. It's kind of, well, we didn't lose it, but we increased the length of the body, so we kind of lost it. We could cut in there, but it's a bunch of different layers. I think we're okay, though. That goes out like that. Well, maybe I'll add... I did like how those went down a little bit. Like that. And I broke that a little bit, but not bad. It's fine. Maybe. I wish it wasn't circular. Really wish I could get a a square shaped move tool. Square move tool would be fantastical. Let's see if we can do this instead. And we feel, and like that. It's kind of neat. It's not the same shape, but it's kind of neat. There we go, fill that in. Okay, sure, that works for me. Only did I do that? I did. On my cable layer. Yes, I don't want that on my cable layer. So let's do one more time. Won't be the same shape again, never is, but that's okay too. Wrap it around a little bit, make it feel like it goes somewhere. Even better. Cool. Yeah, that's even better. I like that more. And let's see, any other little things we want to do? I really like my, where is he? The grill. So let's give him a bit of a grill somewhere. Maybe there. That'll work. Yeah, grill there. And maybe a grill the back shape there. Does it hold up? Yeah, reasonably well. Okay. That's soft, but I think once we put a call it normal map on it, it could be okay. Maybe I will just do that in the meantime. Okay, no. There we go, that fills that out more. And then same shape. Do I use one more time? I think that's okay. Good. All right. I think we're going to call this one. It's kind of, again, it's bizarre. That was what our original shape was. So we've warped out quite a bit since there. And there we go. Quick save. And how big are we? 7 mil polys. It's not that large, actually. Cool. So let's export. Thanks for tuning in with me today. I will take this textured in Keyshot and put it up on my Instagram, and then I'll take this whole video and put it up on YouTube so it's archived. If you've enjoyed, please subscribe, leave me a note, let me know otherwise what you liked, what you didn't like, what you want to see in the future. And I will be back again tomorrow morning with something else, but I haven't decided what yet. Okay, take care, everybody. Later.